This video is brought to you by P30. What's up guys, and it's time to check out the gaming performance of Call of Duty Mobile on the best of the best of the best of the best smartphones in the market right now. So the hype for this game is insane. It already has like millions of downloads. It's definitely a direct competitor to Fortnite and PUBG. Although I don't play those games, but I've actually been playing this one, surprisingly enough, for the past few days. But today we're checking out which is the best phone for Call of Duty. And not just playing it, I'm also going to be using the Gamebench benchmark for measuring the FPS on this phone. So that's going to give us the accurate measurement of which one has the best performance. Now before we start the gaming test, we have a quick word from today's sponsor, P30. With P30, you can earn a monthly passive income by utilizing your unused internet bandwidth. You can do this in two simple steps. First, you have to install the P30 application on your Windows or Mac OS device. The application will soon be available on Android devices. Once you open the program, you have to sign up, and once you do that, you are good to go. You don't have to do anything else. It will run in the background and use your idle internet bandwidth. You can earn up to $0.10 per gigabyte of shared bandwidth. That's $100 if you share 1000 GB in a month. You can track your earnings by logging on to P30.com with your sign-up details, and this is an all-round really good and easy way to secure unlimited income based on the demand for traffic in your geographical location. So be sure to try out P30. The link is in the description below. With that being said, let's get down to our gaming comparison. So first up, we're playing this game on the Samsung Galaxy Note 10 Plus, which is the beast from Samsung, the best from Samsung right now, with the Exynos 9825 chip. I've set the graphical settings all the way to the max, so by default it's set on very high. All four of these phones are capable of playing this game at 60 frames per second when it comes to the multiplayer mode, so I'm actually not going to be playing this. I will be going straight to the main mode where we're going to see the main differences, which is the Battle Royale. Alright, jumping out of the plane, and let's see. Still very good performance, near 60 frames per second on average. Moving around, let's grab some stuff. So far so good, 59, 60. It's keeping up good. Okay, so now the frame rate is in 40s as I'm moving towards more stuff. We're definitely going to see an average once we are done. So still it's smooth. I mean, there's no lag or any hiccup whatsoever. Frame rate dropping to 40s and then picks up from that. Now as far as the temperature goes, it's pretty normal. And once again, the FPS is still above 50 to like 45 range, as you can see, 47, 49, depending on how much action is happening on the screen. But overall, the performance is pretty good. Alright, not bad. So from 0 to 60, we've got like 49, 48 frames per second on average on the Note 10 Plus. Alright, next up we have the Huawei P30 Pro. So as always, I've set the graphical settings to the max. And one thing that I've noticed is that the frame rate for the P30 Pro is only up to very high, whereas on the Note 10 Plus we had it all the way up to max. The max option is not available on this phone, which is very interesting. So let's get right down to the Battle Royale mode. Alright, so we are here in the pre-start of the match, and you can see the frame rate is around 40 frames per second. Yeah, it's not on the Note 10 Plus level from the start, but it is looking smooth enough. Like there's no lag whatsoever, so it can play this game perfectly fine. Alright, so we are on the map, and I'm still getting 40 frames per second on average on this phone, even though not a lot is happening on the screen as far as, you know, war or whatever. And by the way, Huawei doesn't allow Gamebench to run on its own, so I've connected it to the PC right now so that I can measure the FPS.
The revived flight
So I actually went indoors and you can see the frame rate is still around 40, so it's keeping it stable. It's not going 60, giving you an even experience, but yeah, that's the P30 Pro performance. It's consistently around 40 and definitely not at the level of the Note 10 Plus so far. So here are the performance metrics for the Huawei P30 Pro. 0 to 60, we are right around in the middle, so it's probably around 35 to 40 frames per second. Although I got 40 frames per second on average most of the time, so that is the performance we are getting on this phone with the Call of Duty. Alright, time to check out on the Galaxy S10 Plus. Once again, settings are all the way to the max, and you can see the pre-match frame rate on the phone. It's pretty high actually, similar to the Galaxy Note 10 Plus performance. Match is about to start. Alright, we are moving to the ground, and still we have a very stable frames per second on the phone. 60, 53, 58. It's above 53 number and close to 60, so definitely, first off, definitely better performance than the P30 Pro. Looks really, really smooth, buttery feeling there. And even though these devices have similar GPUs, it's about the optimization. I think developers have definitely done their homework for the Samsung devices. When we move fast with the car, okay, drop to 49. Now it's above 50, 48, 46. That's the lowest we've been so far. Let's take a turn, and alright, so the lowest it went was 46. Let's see the indoors frames per second, and that is definitely very, very smooth. There we go. And the frame rate, once again, is around 50, which is, again, pretty good. So I have to say, pretty good performance on the S10 Plus, just like the Galaxy Note 10 Plus. It's keeping a maximum of 60 frames per second and goes to the minimum we have seen to 46. So here are the final results for the S10 Plus. Feels definitely a bit more warm compared to other phones. But performance is pretty good. From 0 to 60, we're around, on average, it's probably around 50, 51, 52 frames per second on average. So I gotta say, pretty good performance in-game. You have seen the frame rate was very consistent. It did drop to 46, that was the minimum. It didn't go below 45, which was again pretty good. Nice performance, optimized for both Samsung devices. Now last but not the least, I'm trying out on the Apple iPhone 11 Pro Max. Now sadly, there is no way to test out the frames per second on the iPhone. It's just Apple thing, so Game Bench doesn't work. So you guys just have to trust my word for it, and I'm definitely gonna give you guys my honest thoughts on this. So just like the P30 Pro, we don't have the max frames per second option on the iPhone. It only goes up to very high. That's something only I've seen on the Samsung Galaxy devices. So I've set everything on the max on the iPhone, and let's get down to the Battle Royale mode. Okay, right now, obviously I can't tell the exact frame rate, but it's definitely not 60. It is definitely not 60. It's probably around 40, I guess. 38, 40. Yeah. Doesn't have that smooth, buttery feeling. And this app, obviously, this just came out. It might get optimized specifically for the iPhone with the next update. But right now, it definitely doesn't look all that pro to me, you know. All right, out of the plane we go. And so far so good. I'm definitely not getting that 60 frames per second or 55 frames per second feeling, but it's definitely above 45, but not 60. I'm gonna grab this. It's a nice way to test out. You can see the floor or the road, reflection in the road. It's definitely running at really high graphical settings, and I can see stable frames, stable FPS. So guys, I have to say on the iPhone 11 Pro Max, the performance, although I can't see the exact FPS, but it's definitely above 45 to 47 or 45 to 50 frames per second on average. It's not on 60 or not on 55. I don't have that buttery feeling on the iPhone like I saw on the S10 Plus and the Note 10 Plus. So yeah, that concludes the test for the iPhone. Now last but not the least, we have the OnePlus 7 Pro. So as always, I'm gonna check out the settings on the Snapdragon 855 device, audio and graphics. Just like the Note 10 and S10, we do have the max setting available, which we didn't see on the iPhone and the P30 Pro. So this is the highest quality settings, and let's start off the battle. Okay, so here is the frame rate, pre-start of the match frame rate, and wow, so this is very stable 60 frames per second. We guys know that the Adreno 640 inside this phone is a beast of a GPU, always has the best gaming performance, Qualcomm chips. So this does apply to the Qualcomm variants of the Galaxy S10 Plus and the Note 10 Plus, so you're definitely gonna get better gaming performance. This is, wow, what a stable 60 frames per second intro. Alright, so we are moving down to the ground with full 60 frames per second on the phone. 5960, 5960, that's the average. Now we have the full map. What a performance, guys. Let's see. Okay, 58. For the first time it dropped to 58. Now we're back to 60. Adreno really is the best GPU for gaming. Guys, incredible performance. Whether you are indoor, whether you are outdoor, you're getting a stable 60 on the Snapdragon 855 powered OnePlus 7 Pro. No matter the amount of action, still getting a really, really good performance on this phone. Alright, so let's see the average frames per second on the OnePlus 7 Pro, and that is the best performance with Call of Duty. You can see it's almost 60 frames per second. Yes, it's about 60 frames per second, to be honest. OnePlus 7 Pro is officially the best device, or Snapdragon 855 chip is the best chip to play Call of Duty Mobile. You're gonna get the best performance. And here are the final frame rate metrics of all the phones. Once again, the OnePlus 7 Pro takes the crown. Samsung's Exynos devices, they do come a bit short, so we don't have the exact 60 FPS performance. They do drop to 55. Sometimes they go below 50, around 47. So it's roughly averaging 47 to like 55 frames per second performance, but still better than what Huawei was doing, which was around 40 to 41. And then of course the iPhone, which was a stable frame rate performance. It can become a lot better with optimization, but it is around 45 to 48 frames per second on average. And of course there was no way to measure the FPS on the iPhone, so you just have to take my word for it. It was definitely not 60 or not even 55. So OnePlus 7 Pro, once again, Snapdragon 855, the Qualcomm chips, they prove to be the best when it comes to gaming, and this is the proof of it. So if you guys have enjoyed this video, please be sure to subscribe for daily tech videos, and be sure to enter my iPhone 11 Pro giveaway. The link for that is down below in the description. With that being said, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.